Dame Judi Dench has long been considered the embodiment of grace, wisdom, and authority in the arts, a living treasure of British theatre and cinema. She could command a Shakespearean stage, silence a theatre with a glance, and captivate audiences without speaking a word. Her image was one of unshakable poise, an untouchable figure whose presence alone inspired respect. Yet, beneath this public persona, Dench carried experiences that complicated her reputation. Not all of her professional relationships were marked by harmony. Some colleagues challenged her boundaries in ways that left lasting marks, quietly shaping how she navigated her career. Harvey Weinstein, a lesson in silence. One of the earliest and most defining ruptures came with producer Harvey Weinstein. In the early 2000s, during an award season meeting, Dench questioned why her campaign focused on fragility and age, rather than craft and authority. Weinstein leaned back and remarked, "Judi, leave the thinking to us. You just show up." Dench's response was calm, but decisive. She ended the meeting, reduced contact to a bare minimum, and avoided projects associated with him. Insiders were surprised, but Dench had already recognized his character long before the wider public. This quiet but firm stance set a precedent for how she would handle professional disrespect for the rest of her career. Daniel Day-Lewis. Humanity ignored her experience with Daniel. Day-Lewis illustrated a different form of challenge, one rooted not in overt hostility, but in denial of human connection. While working together, Day-Lewis's devotion to method acting crossed a line, leaving Dench ignored on set. He avoided eye contact, refused to engage in discussion, and acted as if she were invisible, even when she directly addressed him. Dench later summarized the impact in her signature clarity. She found it difficult when people refused to acknowledge you as a human being. The experience ended any chance of future collaboration, leaving a quiet but undeniable mark on her professional judgment. Kenneth Branagh. Public dismissal. With Kenneth Branagh, the rupture came through a public dismissal of her artistic interpretation. During rehearsals for a Shakespearean production, at the height of his rising fame, Branagh criticized her disciplined approach in front of the cast and crew, framing it as outdated. The comment shifted the power dynamics in the room, leaving Dench not debated, but diminished. She responded not with confrontation, but by withdrawing from the collaboration entirely. The episode was brief but profound, teaching Dench that professional respect is fragile, and that a single moment of public undermining could permanently alter a working relationship. Maggie Smith. Friendship fractured. Perhaps the most painful rupture occurred with Maggie Smith, once considered Dench's theatrical twin. During a tense rehearsal, Smith made a sharp remark. "If you want to direct the play, Judi, just say so." What could have been interpreted as wit landed as an accusation, freezing the room and quietly ending the warmth between them. Despite continued professional collaboration and public civility, the closeness they once shared never returned. Dench never retaliated, nor did she allow resentment to become public, but the episode revealed how even subtle words from peers she respected could permanently alter trust and emotional connection in a career defined by collaboration. Steve Coogan. Humor misread. With Steve Coogan, Dench experienced another subtle but profound form of dismissal. Coogan's humor often brushed aside her thoughtful questions about emotional structure, reducing her careful analysis to overthinking. During a table read, he suggested trimming her monologue, citing the project's need for brevity. Dench's reaction was quiet, yet decisive. She closed her folder and withdrew completely from the process. She left no public statement, no visible anger, only distance, permanent and uncompromising. The incident demonstrated Dench's approach to professional disrespect. Once her authority or craft was diminished, she preferred to remove herself rather than fight, preserving dignity over confrontation. Patterns of power. Across these experiences, a clear pattern emerges. Dench rarely engaged in public feuds or dramatic confrontations. Instead, she assessed each situation with precision, identifying when respect had been eroded beyond repair. Her responses were consistent. She withdrew quietly, never revisiting broken relationships or seeking revenge. Whether faced with overt dismissals, subtle microaggressions, or complete disregard for her humanity, she prioritized personal and professional integrity. This approach made her reputation one of measured authority, formidable but discreet, respected without ostentation. Dench's life illustrates how maintaining control over one's boundaries can be more powerful than public confrontation or theatrical displays of outrage. The quiet strength, Dench's method of handling betrayal and disrespect is rooted in quiet strength. She rarely announced her decisions or sought to explain them publicly, trusting that her integrity would speak for itself. This approach required immense self-confidence, an understanding of human psychology, and a refusal to compromise her principles. By walking away from situations where respect was absent, she protected not only her craft, but also her mental and emotional well-being. Her story challenges the notion that power must be loudly asserted. Instead, it suggests that true authority is exercised in restraint, discernment, and the courage to remove oneself from toxic dynamics without drama. Reflections on respect. Throughout her career, Dench has revealed that respect, both given and received, is the cornerstone of productive collaboration. When respect disappeared, she neither sought to reclaim it nor allowed it to be publicly debated. Her decisions were pragmatic. Once trust and regard were lost, the collaboration ended permanently. This philosophy extends beyond her personal experiences, offering a lesson to anyone navigating complex professional relationships. Respect is not merely about politeness. It is acknowledgement of humanity, craft, and intellect. Dench's quiet judgments serve as reminders that the maintenance of these principles often demands firm, sometimes unseen, choices. Legacy, beyond conflict. Despite these ruptures, Dench's career remains one of unparalleled achievement. She continues to command stages and screens with a presence unmatched in contemporary performance. Yet her legacy is not defined only by awards or acclaim, but also by the boundaries she maintained, the quiet wisdom she exercised, and the dignity with which she responded to professional challenges. Each rupture, whether with Weinstein, Day-Lewis, Branagh, Smith, or Coogan, contributed to her understanding of human behavior, professional dynamics, and the subtle ways power can manifest. In walking away rather than fighting, Dench taught a generation how to uphold personal and artistic integrity. Conclusion: walking away with grace. Dame Judi Dench exemplifies the power of discretion, composure, and principled action. Her career demonstrates that confrontation is not always necessary when authority is challenged or respect is absent. Instead, she chose to walk away quietly, permanently, and without regret, preserving her craft, her dignity, and her peace of mind. These experiences reveal not vulnerability but mastery. Mastery over oneself, one's work, and one's boundaries. Dench's story is a testament to the enduring strength of quiet courage, showing that sometimes the most powerful statement is the one made without words, simply through principled withdrawal.